Hi, welcome back to Angel's World of Food. Today we're taking a peek into the world of Spain, a little bit of Spanish food and some Spanish music. We're also going to visit Rotbrook Village. We're going to Savory Spice Shop and visit my friends Debbie and Murat and Lisa. And they're going to teach you why spices from a spice shop are going to be better for your cooking than just grabbing stuff off the aisle in the grocery store. We're also going to have a traditional Spanish number performed on guitar by Andrew Stickman, and I'm really looking forward to that. That will be very special. So let's jump right into today's quick recipe. We're going to make something that hints at a sofrito. Sofrito actually is more pureed with some of the same ingredients. Later, we're going to make a paella, and this is going to actually go into our paella. So we're just going to have a heated pan. Put some olive oil in that. And I do need my spatula. We're going to start out with a Spanish onion that is cut and ready to roll. In case you're wondering what a Spanish onion looks like, it looks like this. I'm going to turn that heat down a little bit. There we go. If your oil is smoking, it's too hot. But you do want it to have what's called legs. You're going to warm it up until it leaves little tracings across the pan, and then it's ready to go. So let's cool this off just a little bit because it is smoking. We don't want that. Okay? So we're going to take our Spanish onion that I've already chopped up, and I've put in just a little bit of scallions just for some color and a little extra flavor. We're going to put that in our saute pan, like that. Now, you want to let this cook until it starts to soften. You don't want it to turn black, then you're going to have some bitter flavor in there. So, you're going to let that go just for a minute. A lot of times we want to be in our food while we're cooking it more than we need to, and you can't just let things go, and they'll do what they need to do. So this just looks beautiful on its own. So after you get this softened up, you're going to take some green bell peppers, or sweet peppers as some like to call them. We're going to put those on top. Then we're going to take some red sweet peppers. Put those on there. Doesn't that look pretty? Again, I wish we had smell-o-vision because this already smells lovely. I can make a meal out of this. So we're going to start to blend that a little bit. Start getting those peppers softened up. I think I'll turn my heat up just a little bit. You want it on medium. That way everything starts to caramelize some, but we're not going to burn it. Now, I'm going to take some Spanish seasoning, which in this case, I made this one, and it consists of some sweet paprika, some chili powder, and some kosher salt, and maybe a couple of secret ingredients. I'm just going to sprinkle that on. When you're cooking, what's really important is to layer your flavors. You want to season everything that you make that's going into a dish. So if you've ever made something and just seasoned at the end, wonder why it didn't taste good, that might be why. So try layering your flavors as you're cooking. This is coming along very, very nicely. Now, I like Spanish onions are sweet, and I like those, but if you look for something in the store called Vidalia onions, they look the same. Those are amazing. There we go. So again, this is an opportunity to have some fresh veggies in your diet that have a lot of flavor. And this is going to be part of our main dish that we make a little later on today. A traditional, the most traditional Spanish dish called paella. We're also going to make some sangria to go with it. So, there we go. And we're going to let this simmer while we run over to Rockbrook Village and say hi to our friends there at Savory Spice, and we'll be back here soon. We're in Rockbrook Village at Savory Spice Shop with owner Debbie Akurek and Lisa Wells, who works here. Debbie, tell us how you started this shop and why.
Well, I've always been interested in cooking. I come from a long line of women who cooked to professional chefs in Chicago, and I always liked good spices. I started off here in Omaha working as a manager of another spice store and worked there for 5 years. At the end of 5 years, my husband was about ready to retire, so I thought what would be very good just to open up my own spice shop.
To do this together.
Right.
Awesome.
Yes.
So tell me, who are your customers? Who would come to Savory Spice?
We've been surprised. I would say almost half of our customers are men.
Okay.
And it runs the gamut, the age. We've even had children come in and buy spices so that they could cook.
Okay.
And very old people. So everyone should come in.
Okay.
And,
so you say that cooking with these delicious spices is something everybody can do.
Exactly. The spices are in general fresher.
Okay.
And they're better quality, so you don't have to use as much. And really, the price of the spices is comparable, if not less, than in the grocery store.
And that's one thing that I've noticed too. You come here and you're getting a better product when you buy in a spice shop. And it may not be as much. And like you said, it lasts longer. It's fresher, so it's great. So yes. Everybody who wants to cook and have great tasting food should come to a spice shop and get your spices, okay? Lisa, tell us about you. How long have you been here, and tell us what your experience has been learning about spices.
Okay, well, I've been here a little over 2 years. I was here when we opened. Really, I've just learned so much about spices since I've been here. I was interested before with doing Indian cooking.
Okay.
I had an experience in Thailand. I was there for a few months and really got interested in Thai cooking. And so I knew a little bit about those cuisines, and then really I've just learned so much more since I've been here.
There's some delicious spices in Thai food.
Yes, definitely.
And so you guys can cover that here.
Oh, yes.
So would you say that the spices you have here pretty much cover the world?
They do. We have over 500 different items in the store.
So if someone wanted to try their hand at multiple cuisines, they don't need to go search the grocery store for hours.
No.
They can come to Savory Spice and learn a lot of things very quickly and have things that make their food delicious.
Yes.
Awesome. So do you have something you want to tell us about today? We're featuring Spain this week, Spanish food. I believe you have a Spanish spice to show us.
And here's this, it's the Southern Spain Pinchito spice. And
okay, can I smell that?
I can open this up for you. Feel free to smell that one. I can get a little bit out if you'd like to taste it.
Sure, that would be great. So tell me about this one.
This is what the Spanish use to put on their shish kebabs. Has a Spanish flair. It has saffron in it.
Yes, that's delicious. Saffron's always good.
Yes, hard to beat that.
That is delicious. Wow.
And
well,
not just for shish kebab. Our things have many uses. So you could use it on chicken.
I'm putting some chicken in my paella today, so maybe I'll put a little bit of this on it.
Yes.
That's delicious. I like that very much. All right, well, thank you very much. And we're going to have on our Facebook page, Debbie is going to take us on a tour of vanilla and explain to us the different types of vanilla and which ones you would want to use and why. And we're going to have Lisa take us on a tour of the cinnamon aisle. You thought you just bought cinnamon, but trust me, there's so many options when it comes to cinnamon. There's cinnamon bark, is it? Is that right?
Yes,
chips, cinnamon chips.
It is the bark, and there's the chips, and there's the true Ceylon cinnamon.
So you can learn all about that on our Facebook page, and we appreciate your time today, and we're going to come visit you a lot because you can teach our viewers so much about flavoring their food.
Thank you, Angel.
And thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, welcome back to our kitchen at Angel's World of Food. We had a great time visiting Savory Spice, and we're going to be going back there quite often and let Deb and Murat and Lisa teach us all kinds of things about spicing our food up. You also will be able to find bonus material online, so you can learn all sorts of things and really impress your family and your friends. So we're making our paella. I did go ahead and start the paella. In the pan here, I have some Spanish chorizo sausage. I've got that going. You can get the Spanish chorizo. It comes traditionally in an encasement. And you want to take it out of that and crumble it up and put it in your pan. This is not a traditional paella pan, but it's very close to what one looks like. You know what? You can use whatever saute pan you have at home, and you'll be just fine. No worries. So to the chorizo, and by the way, I just want to tell you that paella is one of those things that there's so many variations, just like the sangria we're going to make later. I wanted to make this one easy for you, especially if it's your first time making a paella. Online, we will put a more detailed version for the chefs to be. So we started with our chorizo. Now I have already sauteed some chicken breasts. These are skinless, boneless chicken breast fillets, and I seasoned them with the same Spanish seasoning and sauteed it ahead of time so it's ready to go in with the chorizo. We're just going to put that right in. There we go. Give that a bit of a stir. And I did start the chorizo with just a little bit of olive oil. Preheat your pan always when you're cooking. You don't want to start your food out in a cold pan or with cold oil. That smells so delicious. Wow. All right, so we've got that going. I'm going to go ahead and pop in, remember the sofrito that we made earlier? I'm going to go ahead and add that in. So we've got our Spanish onions and our sweet peppers, the green ones and the red ones, and a few scallions. There we go. We're going to stir that in so those flavors can start blending together. This is going to be so amazing. And as you can tell, it's not hard. All we've done is saute some things. Put a little bit of seasoning on there. You're ready to go. Some people think paella is intimidating, and you can make it with more steps, but you know what? None of them are actually difficult. There we go. Now that's looking beautiful. Nice. All right, so we've got that going. I'm going to go ahead and put in my tomatoes. And it's okay to leave that juice in there if you're using canned tomatoes or whole fresh tomatoes. Because paella is better when it's a little juicy. I'm just going to sit those right down there. So now we have some beautiful color added to our dish. Turn it up just a little bit. I love that sizzle. So we've got that going. Now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to move a little quickly since we have limited time on TV. I'm going to go ahead and add my shrimp. Now these shrimp are peeled and deveined, except they still have the tails on. And what you want to do is tuck the shrimp into the mixture. Okay, like that. and they will cook. And you're going to know they're ready when they start to turn red. So we're just going to tuck those in with all that yummy, delicious food. I'm actually a vegetarian, but I do enjoy cooking meat for other people very much, because I know they enjoy it. But I do eat shrimp. I guess I'm a pescatarian. That shrimp to me just looks awesome. So I've got that going in there. I'm going to go ahead and add a little water. Like I said, this is better when it's a little juicy. So you can put in about a cup. It's personal preference, really. So I think that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and turn that up and get that going good. There we go. Okay, now I have some little neck clams. I'm going to wait and let the shrimp turn a little bit. Then we're going to add these clams. Oh my goodness. So while we're waiting on that, let's just jump into our sangria really quick. Sangria is really nice if you make it in a clear pitcher so everybody can see all the beautiful fruit that goes into it. And I just happen to have some beautiful fruit. There we go. This is so easy. There are many variations of sangria, but since you're just starting out possibly, we wanted to keep this one simple. So we have, surprisingly enough, pears. So we're going to put pears in. I'm just going to put a few, there we go. We've got our pears and pineapple. Pour that in. And some sliced oranges. Oh, that smells good, and that smells good too. Yes. Yummy. Awesome. Okay, now we're going to take a cup of orange juice, so not quite all of this, and pour that in. There we go. And we're going to take a red wine. We're going to fill it up. Look at that. Nice. Now, you're going to take this and put it in your fridge for about 4 hours and let it soak. And that is going to be the highlight of the meal. Beautiful, delicious sangria. Okay, so back to our paella. Our shrimp are starting to cook. So, yeah, they're starting to turn pink. There we go. I think that as soon as this show is taped, I'm going to be having dinner. We're going to take our little neck clams. We're going to pop them in there. There we go. Now, the way you tell if these are cooked, when the little necks are ready, is they will pop open. And some people think they have to be wide open. They don't. As long as they pop open, then they're good. If they don't pop open, you definitely need to throw them away. Got that going. I'm just going to add a little more kosher salt for good measure. A little bit more of my Spanish seasoning. There. Okay. Now, I would like to wait till the clams are done, but just for the purposes of our show, we're going to go ahead and add our rice in. We have some rice ready for you. You just take your rice and put it in. Like that. And really, how much is up to you. So I'm going to get, now when you go to stir this and blend it, do so very gently. So you don't want to damage the beauty of especially the seafood that you have in here. A little more rice. There we go. Nice. Just put that back down here. And then we're going to take some frozen peas. Don't use canned though, just frozen. We're going to put those in, give it some beautiful color. Okay. And we're going to just let this cook. And I want to show you what it's going to look like when it's plated. And I do like to take some fresh parsley, just chop it up rough, put that over the top. It's going to give it some beautiful color. And this is still just going to cook down. Let those clams open up. And then you're going to take some fresh lemon, either wedges or slices. And once you've plated it, I'll go ahead and do it, you're going to put those on top of the plate. Okay? So, this is a paella. That looks beautiful. I'm ready to go to Spain now. So now's the time we check our email. And I did have a question come in. They said, Angel, how do you purge clams? And how do you know which ones are good to use? That's really easy. When you buy the little neck clams, you want to make sure they're all shut tight. And if they're not shut tight, then they're probably dead inside, and that will give you a tummy ache. So make sure they're shut tight. Then you want to take your clams and put them in a bowl of cold water, not warm, but very cold water. Let them sit that way for at least 20 minutes. And you'll notice a lot of dredge at the bottom of the bowl. And then when you get ready to get them out, put them in a strainer so some more of that comes off and does not go into your food. And then pop them into your food. And again, when you're cooking, they should open up once they're done. And if they fail to open, then you want to toss those. They don't have to open all the way, but they should open up for you. That's how you purge clams. We also have a question about what wine would go good with Spanish food. So I did go for a visit to the Corkscrew at Rockbrook Village, a wine and cheese bar. The owner, Corey, is very nice, and I think he wants to help us out with some more wine pairings on the show, so that'll be fantastic. And I said, Corey, what goes great with paella? And he recommended this Botani. It's a dry white muscat. And I did try it, and he said it's a little wild, and he is correct. It is. And it is delicious. So I recommend trying this dry white muscat by Botani. That's good. And our sangria will come later. So I want to remind you that you can send your questions, your recipe ideas, and your photos to angelsworldoffood@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter at angelfood7 and on Facebook at Angels World of Food. We're also going to have a Pinterest coming up soon. We're going to have extra bonus material for you on all of those places, so be sure that you keep your eyes and ears open for that. I want to say thank you again to our special visit to Rockbrook Village Savory Spice Shop and everything that they taught us down there and will be teaching us. And right now we have coming up Andrew Stickman with that traditional Spanish number on guitar. I want to remind you that you can cook, so cook on. Andrew, take us home.
Hi Angel, thanks for having me. My name's Andrew Stickman. This is a traditional Spanish guitar piece called Recuerdos de Alhambra by Francisco Tarrega. Thank you.